Hello parents and professionals, and welcome to your video for today. Before I jump into the reasons why rest is so important for children and young people, let me just give you a reminder to click the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel and click the notifications bell so that you get notified of all of the upcoming videos. So as we approach the new school term, there is something I see happening in amongst parents and professionals, and that is to kind of like we're building up to this sense of getting ready to go at things full steam, hard hitting, with as many different activities as we can possibly squeeze into one academic week. Here's what I think, that we need to be a little bit conscious of this. Let me give you an example. Here I have let me not show you that bit. Here I have a letter from the bank. So I've got some financial paperwork that I need to get done. Let's imagine that that is extra maths tuition. I've also got a little bit of light reading that I want to do here. I've got some magazines. So let's imagine that this is maybe some English textbooks that I want to commit to doing on a Wednesday evening. I've then got my book here in which I put all my notes about learning Bulgarian, so I'm also doing some language stuff at the moment. Here I've got this is just a hobby, so this is I like to play with makeup, but let's imagine that this is a representation for art lessons, so we've got that there as well. Then I've got here my to-do list of things that I need to do when I get to the office. So I'm going to pop that there because that is a representation for the parties that I've got coming up. I've got some fruit here as a little snack. So let's say that that one is a representation for maybe doing some fitness, healthy based stuff. So that's going to come into my life as well. Now, if I've got, what you will notice is that it's starting to look a little bit chaotic and a little bit messy. Why is this important? Well, let me tidy up and then I'm going to tell you. So what's my point? My point is that sometimes this is what we end up doing to the brains of the children and young people that we care about. We're so keen to give them access to a variety of different learning experiences and opportunities that sometimes it just gets a little bit too much. It can get overwhelming. What we need to remember is that these young people are learning every single day. They are learning on the days when we don't send them to school, because their brains are figuring out the world, figuring out society, communication, interpersonal relationships. All sorts of different aspects of their brains are developing every single day. And as well as giving them access to these great opportunities that are available to them, we also have to remember to give them space to process it all, because otherwise it starts to stack up and get a little bit chaotic and a bit too messy in their minds. In order for me to not feel completely overwhelmed by all of those different things that I just put in front of myself, I need to start figuring out, right, where does that need to go? I'm going to need time to do that. I'm going to need a free evening to be able to process that stuff and put it away. Now, very often for children and young people, they'll do that processing and putting away of information in their minds whilst they are playing, whilst they are doing other things, whilst they're outside in nature or interacting with their friends. And it's really important that we give them the time and space to be able to use their brain in that way, so that as well as stacking it up with good stuff, they also get the time to be able to then file it in the right compartments. Otherwise, what we can see happening is, on a low level, things like tiredness and disengagement. Or on a more severe level, they may even start to exhibit signs of anger, frustration. They may become disengaged with things that you know that they really love and enjoy and get a lot of benefit from, because actually they're just feeling overwhelmed and it's all a little bit too much. So this month is more of a word of warning, a heads up, if you will, about what we've got coming up in the next academic term. Yes, if you can afford to give your children access to so many different experiences that they're going to have a rich learning time throughout their lives and lots of enjoyable learning, then that is fantastic. But remember too that sometimes they just want to watch the TV, snuggle up on the sofa, or do a little bit of light colouring in. Sometimes we need to give them that little bit of headspace so that they're able to process and take the learning from all of the opportunities that we are providing for them, not just in the day-to-day activities that we provide, but actually just from being in life itself and everything that they're observing and absorbing from it on a daily basis. So that is everything that I have to share with you for today. I hope that has been useful. Leave a comment below. Maybe you've had the experience of your child reaching that point of almost burnout or overwhelm. If you've seen that happen and you identified it and nipped it in the bud, tell me about the difference that you were able to make as a result of going, do you know what, let's drop swimming on a Wednesday. Because at the moment you're doing horse riding and football and X, Y, and Z as well. So let's just take something out of the equation. Let me know the difference that it made when you did that, when you gave them that little bit of space and how it turned things around for you. I'd be really interested to hear about it. All right, for now, I will see you next month. Have a wonderful month and a great start back to the new academic term, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.